Hello, I'm Bill Graham, maker of the MicroClone rack tray. I'm at GrowWorks in Fullerton, California, and I wanted to show you a brand new tray we've made that perfectly fits the 4-foot racks like this or the Chrome Baker's racks that growers so often use because we purchase fluorescent tubes in 4-foot widths, and where you're really efficient, you can put 4 propagation trays on a 4-foot shelf. So most of the growers who will see this may already own the shelves, already own the fluorescent lights, and already own the prop trays. So you've got all these parts that you're using for cloning, and except the difference is you would be using propagation trays that have no drain holes in them. And you're going to hand water those and either drain the corners or just try to water it enough that there's no drainage needed. Well, let's make that easier. What we did was we made a 45-inch wide tray that perfectly fits the width of the rack and perfectly holds 4 propagation trays. You can see this down here. I've got the trays lined up. There's plenty of room for the domes, and there's still room in the front for drain wells for us to use regular flood and drain fittings. Now this is a tray that you can use for flood and drain watering, you can use it for hand watering, you can use it for drip or NFT. It's a completely versatile tray for any of the 4-foot gardening that you may already be doing, or you might want to explore. I'll get into that in a little bit, but I really wanted to introduce you to the tray and show you from the inside just what it is we're working with here. First of all, you got your flood and drain fittings, usually with one taller. And what we've done is in this tray, it's a flat bottom with ridges, so it's easy to drain and keeps the tray low profile. And I put twin drain wells on both corners, the front right and the front left. So you can either use both of these fittings together, or you can use one fitting on one end, one fitting on the other. This, just to keep it simple, it's about 3 inches deep, 24 inches front to back, 45 inches on the side, and you can hook this up to a pump and timer for automatic watering. It's probably the easiest thing to do. If you're a grower, you want to try to use robots to do your work wherever you can, and even though you may not be watering your propagation trays that often, having a robot do it means that you've got the peace of mind that you don't have to get there on Saturday or the plants are going to be dead. In any kind of gardening, use your robots wherever you can, and a pump and timer are the simplest robot and the cheapest robot you could possibly have. Even if you like to hand water, no problem. Remember, any automatic watering system, you can always step in and hand water anything as you feel. But use it where you can. What's really nice is that as many of these racks are sold as shelves, one on top of another, so we can do more than one of these in one rack. In fact, many of the times we'll build this with 4, 5, or even 6 trays on it. You have all this room for propagation, but the same tray and shelf lends itself to being used for a whole clone system that on the wheels is absolutely mobile. You see the shelf itself perfectly holds the T5 fluorescent. The bones are already built in, so we can put a plastic skin around this, as a tent to keep the light in. And the way that I like to do it is to have a short shelf on the top with small clone propagation plants in the regular little trays, the plug trays like you see. But then on the next shelf down, we do it in like 3-inch pots. So we've got 18 clones in a tray times 4 is going to give us 72. And then those plants can all move up into 6-inch pots, which are 8 per tray. And I'll do 2 shelves of 6-inch pot, 12-inch, 14-inch tall vegetative plants. Nice system like this is those vegetative plants can then be pruned of any little unnecessary branches. Those branches can be planted on the top shelf again, so you now have a step system. Babies, 6-inch plants, and then the 12 to 14-inch veg plants. This is a great push system to be able to make the plants that you need for your flowering room. And such a system with 32, 64, 12 12-inch tall plants coming off of each shelf every 30 days, it is enough to maintain a 4,000 watt garden. A very common 4,000 watt garden with 16 to 25 plants per tray. This tray doesn't even have to just be used for cloning or the small vegetative plants. When a rack like this with the wheels is excellent for even flowering small plants. The last test model we put together was a 6-foot rack split into two 3-foot shelf sections. Each one had a tray in the bottom of it and 8 2-gallon smart pots and fluorescent lights over the top. On the top shelf we also used 150 watt high pressure sodium lights. But that is excellent because this is now a 4x4 foot garden with 16 plants in a 2x4 foot footprint with wheels. It's so convenient to use a rack like that by taking a power strip, zip tying it to the leg of the rack, plugging everything into it. We even have room on the bottom for a reservoir. It can all be plumbed, operating, on wheels, totally mobile, wrapped in a plastic skin.